Hey church, got another devotion for you today. I'm going to be in 1 Peter chapter 5, specifically verses 6 and 7. They say this: "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that he may exalt you at the proper time, casting all your care on him, because he cares about you." Last devotion talked about Mark chapter 4. The disciples were in the boat with Jesus. The storm came up. They wake him up. They asked him the question, "Do you care that we're going to die?" Jesus calms the storm and challenges them about their faith. Well, here we get to 1 Peter chapter 5, and I believe Peter was in that boat that day with Jesus. He saw everything. He lived it right there. And I think we see in this passage, in these two verses, there's a connection between that passage in Mark and this passage in 1 Peter. See, 1 Peter is written by Peter, of course, and he might have been the very one to ask Jesus the question, "Do you care if we're going to die?" Here we see in verse 6 and 7, he says, "Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, so he may exalt you in the proper time, casting all your care upon him because he cares for you." So we can learn here that Peter, after that moment of questioning whether or not Jesus cared, knows that Jesus cared. Okay. And then it's kind of interesting, he uses this term. He says, casting all of your care on him, on Jesus, because he cares about you. Sometimes we go to prayer and we don't want to ask the Lord some things because we don't know if it's too small issue or it's too big of an issue or whatever. Peter says here, casting all your care upon him because he cares for you. Jesus cares about every single issue in your life. Every one. He cares about your emotions, your heart. He cares about your finances. He cares about every bit of you. Okay? And so here Peter's connecting the two, our cares. And he says, cast them. It's a term used by a fisherman. They would cast out the net, they would bring it in, and they would gather in the fish. And see, he's saying here that we, as followers of Christ, should cast all of our cares, not on the water, but on Christ, because he cares for us. Now, he kind of gives us a understanding in verse 6 of how we need to do that and how we need to approach that. Because it says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that he may exalt you in the proper time, casting all your cares on him because he cares for you. See, Peter says there that we need to humble ourselves. And anytime we pray, we are essentially humbling ourselves. We're acknowledging that we can't do anything about it and that we trust the Lord to do something about it. We humble ourselves. So when we pray, we humble ourselves before the Lord. And then we cast all of our cares upon him. And we do all of this because he already cares for us. Church, as we continue to walk through this crazy time, I encourage you to pray more and to not hold back in your prayers, to ask of the Lord those things that you may think, I don't know if I should pray about this. Lay it before the Lord. Cast all of your cares on the Lord. And remember, we do that because he cares for us. He cares about you. He wants to take all of your cares. He wants to take all your burdens. He wants to take your fear, your anxiety. He wants to take all of that from you. But we have to humble ourselves and give it to him and let him have it. And we do it because he cares for us. Keep that in mind, everybody. Hope you have a good week. Praying for you. Love you. And we will see you again virtually on Sunday.